Hello, friends. Good to see you. My name is Aslam Sheikh, your host for this evening. I'm a president of Swiss Education, an exclusive platform to promote Switzerland as a study destination. This is our third talk show and broadcasted live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Every alternate Thursday, we aim to bring in the eminent speakers to discuss the topic that will help you to explore this beautiful country, which has been the favorite destination for Bollywood shootings, family vacations, and definitely for education. This is the first of its kind program which will take a deeper dive into Switzerland and other important aspects related to the country like hospitality, Swiss lifestyle, culture, sustainability, education system, student life, etc. etc. Our today's topic is Explore Switzerland, Home Away from Home. And to discuss this exciting subject, we have with us two guests from Switzerland who are joining us. And so let's welcome them one by one. And let me have our first guest and speaker in the room. And let's welcome Professor Gavin Caldwell. Hello, Professor Gavin.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. Greetings from Switzerland.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Let me quickly introduce Professor Gavin to our audience. Professor Gavin is the Director of Operations, Human Resources, and Partner Schools at IMI Luzern, Switzerland. He's been overseeing the day-to-day running of the schools, including students' accommodation, meals, and well-being. He holds a master's degree in leadership and education from UK and is a certified educator from Greenwich University of UK. Mr. Gavin was awarded the title of professor in 2014 in recognition of his achievement in the education. Prior to entering the education sector with IMI, Mr. Gavin has got 17 years of experience in the hospitality industry, ranged from international hotels to event companies, including 3 years as a restaurant manager in Hong Kong and 7 years as owner and proprietor of his own award-winning restaurant in the UK. Welcome, Professor Gavin, and I'll come back to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on to our next speaker and a guest. Welcome our student from Switzerland, Ms. Suvida Samuel. Hello, Suvida.
Hi, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us from Switzerland. And let me quickly introduce our audience about you. So Suvida hails from Thane, which is very close from Mumbai in Maharashtra, India. Suvida was originally studying to become an interior designer before switching her focus to culinary arts. And that's quite common you would see here in the students. And it's a good move to take a right career path anyways in the eventual days. Having studied from diploma level all the way through to her BA honors degree at IMI Switzerland, she has had the chance to undertake the internships as a part of her course at restaurants both in Switzerland as well as Walt Disney World in the United States. Suvida will complete her studies this year and then plan to return to US for further internship placement before operating her own business back in India. So welcome, Suvida.
Thank you for a wonderful information and introduction about me. Thank you.
Pleasure. Well, so friends, we are going to go ahead with our program. And if you have any comments or any question to ask to Suvida or to Professor Gavin, please feel free to write in the comment box. And if we have a time, definitely we are going to take that subject. So let's move on to today's topic. And before that, a quick introduction of Switzerland, a landlocked country of towering mountains, deep alpine lakes, grassy valley, dotted with neat farms and small villages, are thriving cities that blend the old and the new. Switzerland is truly the nexus of diverse physical and cultural geography of Western Europe, renowned for both its natural beauty and its way of life. So we are going to talk about in today's session more onto the students' life journey. As a foreigner getting into a country which is most of the time for the students is unknown because they're traveling first time. And let's get into the point that how school welcomes the students. And let's also hear from students' point of view that how does it feel to be a foreigner in the first place in this beautiful country. So let's begin with Suvida and let's ask her first question. Suvida, many a time, especially being a parent, you're very much worried. You know that Indian culture is a little bit more having a protectionism, I would say in that way, a more collectivism, wherein we believe more onto having a close watch onto the children by the parents. Coming from that background, you choosing Switzerland to study was a big decision. So, what made you choose Switzerland as a country to study, first of all, and also IMI specifically, whereby you're almost completing your bachelor degree. So, can you please elaborate
Yes.
more on to your choice of a country and college?
So when I finished my high school studies, like I had difficulty deciding which country to attend, like which institute to attend. So I started searching on internet about Switzerland's best hospitality school, which is when I came across to IMI, the IMI, International Management Institute. At first glance, I knew I would go there for my higher education, and thorough research on internet, it convinced me to apply IMI. So when I applied, it was 2016. I came for diploma in 2016. Then I did my first internship in Switzerland. The second internship I did in US, Florida, this one in Dolphin Resort. Then I came back again for my higher diploma. I finished my higher diploma, then I continued for my bachelor degree. So I just finished my bachelor degree now in culinary arts, and now I am looking for internship. I am applying for internship both in Switzerland and US.
Wow. So in short period of time, you already have
Yeah.
had the experience of two different parts of the world. And that is an amazing international
Yes.
experience. Thank you very much, Suvita. Let's move on to Professor Gavin. Professor
Thank you.
Gavin, well, for many of our listeners, they would want to know more about the school, IMI Luzern School. So, would you like to just quickly brief us about the school, about its programs, variety of programs it got to offer to the students and for the parents' point of view?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Well, IMI Switzerland is in the center of Switzerland, and we have a beautiful campus right next to the lake. If I could turn the camera around and show you the mountains and the lake, I promise you it's there. Suvida has been looking at this view all the time. We are a small campus. We are a family business, effectively. The owners of IMI Switzerland are Swiss, and we have about 350 international students per year living on campus, and they are studying hospitality, tourism, events, culinary arts, and they are primarily getting a British qualification as well as a Swiss qualification. You may have heard this terminology before, a dual award. That's where students can come to Switzerland. They can experience that birthplace of hospitality and tourism, the quality, the academic excellence, the beautiful environment, the safety, the home from home. But at the same time, they study on a British qualification. Our partners are Manchester Metropolitan University and Oxford Brookes. So at the end of their time, they get two certificates, one from IMI and one from a British qualification. But everybody here on campus, we have about 50 different nationalities in terms of students. And out of our 50 staff, we probably have about 30 different nationalities. So we're very international. Everybody speaks English. Everybody knows each other. And it's a wonderful atmosphere. And the focus is very much on a student experience, students enjoying their time here in wonderful Switzerland and Europe. So a small campus by the lake, international, wonderful environment.
Wow, thank you very much. It sounds so interesting and tempting that for me to apply, for any master's program, it would be possible for me. Okay, great. So with this point, let's move further. And friends, let's quickly go back to Suvida. And so this is how we are going to switch over to different speakers to get different perspective. So Suvida,
Yes.
being a girl, first of all, again, it's a point, to make from Indian context point of view to go abroad for higher education. Parents would be very worried. So we would like to know that how was your first week experience at IMI when you first time ever arrived at Switzerland and maybe at Zurich airport, and how was that first week was spent as a student who is traveling first time to a country which is so different from India and Indian culture?
First of all, I can say the school offers for every student of IMI a pickup service from the airport. So when I arrived at the airport, the school arranged the pickup to make me more comfortable. When I reached to the campus, the staff made my towards my rooms with all my luggage. They helped me. They made me comfortable there, and they asked me if you need anything, while on my arrival. So that was the biggest thing, which I feel more comfortable that I am in a right place and right atmosphere. And IMI, during on my first week in IMI, which we call the big week, the school, the institute, they took us to the tour on campus. So we came to know that we have library, gym, the classrooms, and everything. The next day, they took us to Europa Park to make us more comfortable, make more friends on the journey. So that was again a fun experience for us. So every single day they have like something going on every single day during the big week. The third day they took us to the Luzern city, where we came to know the supermarkets, the shopping center, the restaurants. They took us to the old town. They have a lot of restaurants. You can go hang around with your friends on your free times. So that helped me while on my first week, and it made me so happy that I made a right choice coming to IMI. Yeah.
Wow. So, friends, here, and especially for the parents, I would like to draw one attention out of what Suvida has mentioned. So, the first week of your course here in Switzerland and at IMI specifically looks like a welcoming week, wherein the IMI is preparing its students mentally, culturally, physically, emotionally to be prepared to live the further life and the study and begin the study journey on a very positive note. And many times parents also get worried and they ask this very common question that is there a ragging happening on campus, or will the new students will be bullied by by the existing seniors? But what we are otherwise hearing is a completely a different scenario. So forget about ragging. We are here talking about how the school and the seniors and the other staff are welcoming the new batch on campus and showing across the beautiful city of Luzern. So that's something which you really need to have a look at from the cultural differences and the before education starts experience point of view. Thank you, Swida, for that very important point. Professor Gavin, I'll come back to you again. And we know that you are located in the school is located right on the lake of a beautiful lake of Luzern. And I had an opportunity to visit quite a few times to your campus. And I really, really admire that whether the student would concentrate into the study or they would concentrate onto the beauty, which is just next to the classroom. Well, so on this point, we know that IMI is celebrating its 30 years of success. And that's a big achievement for a Swiss monitor, Swiss supervised school. So, what do you got to say about if you would like to share the secrets of your 30 years of success as a school?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for the congratulations. I mean, 30 years at IMI, that means 30 years of alumni students, of which Savita will become one shortly. So there are many, many IMI alumni. And I think if you ask them what IMI was like, what is it that makes us a little bit different, perhaps from other universities in other parts of the world, is that we are small and we really value that student experience. That big week that Suvita was talking about, that welcome, that's so important to us. Yes, the academic standards are very, very important, but it's important that the student feels happy, that they enjoy their time here. That student experience is very, very important. So we try to be a home from home. So when the students come here, they feel comfortable living in Switzerland. They feel comfortable at IMI. They feel comfortable with their rooms and their classmates. And because everybody is in the same situation in Switzerland, in Europe for the first time at IMI, it seems to work. And I think our experience in international students coming to IMI for the first time is really our success. And the fact is that you're not a number at IMI. I think Suvita can vouch that all the members of staff know who she is, knows her name, know what course she's on, where she is. this kind of stuff. We all eat together at lunch and things like that. So it's a very much a unique student experience, which I think the students really value. And I think the parents also value because they know that IMI is going, the extra distance, the extra mile to make sure the students are comfortable. It's not just about their academic studies.
Absolutely, Professor Gavin. Very, very important point you raised here, that student is not just a number on
Absolutely.
campus, it's a name. So the faculty knows them. And friends, that's what you got to remember here, is that there are two ways to look at foreign education. One, wherein you go into the big university, big schools, you have got a couple of thousands of students. And we have got a university starting from 5,000 to maybe 50,000 students on campus, and you definitely becomes a number more than a name to the faculty, because they can't humanly remember the names and faces of the student. But if you really want to have a very personalized experience, if you would like to send your kids to a school whereby they would be monitored, they would be supervised, they would be assisted very closely in a very personalized family kind of environment, I'm sure that you would like to look at IMI as one of the options to go for. Thank you, Professor Gavin. Let's move on to Suvida, back to the point where we left. So you were talking about, Suvida, enjoying the first big week, and by being visiting the city of Luzern and Europa Park. Let's take it further. We know that Switzerland is one of the most famous tourist destinations as well. And at least in India, we plan to make a yearly visit, or at least once in few years, to visit Switzerland. But by being there physically, you get an opportunity to just make this as a weekend hobby, right? To move around in Switzerland. So would you like to share some of your experiences as a student, that which all places you visited in Switzerland or maybe in Europe while studying for last so many years in Switzerland?
So during my studies in IMI, I visited to the top of Europe with to have like a spectacular view. That was my amazing experience. Then I also traveled in Italy, Milan, Venice for an vacation. So IMI provides a B permit. With the help of that, you can travel anywhere in the Europe, in the part of Europe, without having any, like visas. So it helps us to, when we have like term break or when we have like public holidays, we can travel, we can make our journey and visit to, different places with the in Switzerland on IMI campus was really absolutely fun. So yeah, that was my travel journey.
Right. Thank you very much, Sweda. We lost you in between. However, we could get what you're trying to say, is that some of the countries which you have visited in the neighbor of Switzerland, and that makes a lot of sense, because again, that's a very important point, friends. When you're going for abroad for higher education to any country, it's not only just you get an experience of that country, because we call it as an international experience. If you go just end up being one country, you do not get necessarily an international experience. You would, or rather, I would say that country's experience. So you don't want to just get a Swiss experience, or you want to get an international experience in a true sense. And this is where Switzerland comes into picture, right? Because of being in the heart of Europe, it's very easy to travel across Europe. And I've been there for last 10 years, and I can share my experiences that it's so easy that many of time we or my students, when we talk to each other, we call about the weekend programs. They say that, okay, this weekend I'm going to watch this football match in Milan, or I'm going to see my friends in Munich. So you just talk about weekend plans, which we do not even plan for years here from India. So that's something which is very unique in order to get some true international experience. Okay, on this point, let's move on to Professor and ask Professor about very important question which parents would be very much worried and would like to know more about. So, Professor, we would like to know that Switzerland is famous, and if I'm not wrong, it's the only country in the world which has got a very inclusive fee package, whereby you welcome the students, you offer them not only the tuitions, but also you take care of their food and accommodation as a school provider. So we would like to know more that how these meals plans work out, and what kind of rooms they do get to live in, And also, there are many vegetarian students or parents, who are concerned that whether we'll get our preference food. So, what do you got to say about these questions?
Yeah, I think that's where I think, I mentioned just earlier on that we have these British qualifications here, but in this Swiss environment. And I'm British myself, and I know the British system, as you talked about earlier, with the thousands of students, you'll pay quite a high fee just for the tuition fee. But then in the United Kingdom, whether you're living in London or Manchester, you've got the add-ons, the plus for the accommodation, the plus for the food, the plus for the books, the plus for the culinary uniforms. Whereas IMI in Switzerland has a very, very different approach. We try to give you a one all-inclusive. So, and that almost includes the medical insurance as well. So really, everything is inclusive. Ideally, the only thing you would need to bring is you want to bring some spending money to go shopping in Milan like Suvida. All inclusive. So the accommodation, the food, the meals, the books, the tuition fee, all the excursions, all the events on campus, these are all within one inclusive. So from a parent's point of view, they know exactly where they are when they pay their fees. The accommodation we have is a variety. Of course, we have single rooms en suites, and we have some students who still like to share rooms. What I can tell you is that most of the rooms have absolutely stunning 5-star views. All the rooms facing this way now have the lake. At the back, they have a mountain Pilatus. So they have stunning views. And we have a range of different room types. The fees are based on a standard twin room with a shared bathroom. But of course, if you want to have an ensuite room, that's possible as well, subject to availability. Food, well, do we eat very well here? And that's thanks to Savida and culinary students like that. We have a main dining canteen, which is open 365 days of the year. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch at the weekend, a big buffet. There's always a choice. There's always vegetarian. There's always salads. There's always fresh fruits. And we don't just do fast food. We do healthy food that's cooked fresh every day. That's for the students. If they're living here for 6 months, you need to feed them well. And of course, we have a lot of experience. When someone says to us, rice, we say, what kind of rice? You talk about short grain, long grain, fried rice, Chinese rice, Indian rice. We've got a lot of experience in feeding 50 different nationalities every day. And we hope to get it right. So it's always, some fresh fruit. There's always a choice. Yes, let me be honest. I've been to India a number of times, and India is just amazing for vegetarian food. And we have vegetarian food. I can't say it's going to be like mother's cooking every day, but we do try. Plus, also included within that meal package for 6 months, as much as you can eat on the meal package, and that is very rare. So we don't charge per portion. If you want to go to the buffet and eat as much as you can, you can. So you can eat very, very well here. We have a fine dining restaurant, which is our training restaurant as well, where culinary students like Suvida are producing food up to 5-star standards. And it really is amazing quality. You can see this on all our social media feeds. So students can, whether they choose to eat in the main dining hall or whether they choose to go to the training restaurant and have fine dining and a menu with service, still the stunning view, that's all inclusive within the fees. This is the difference that IMI can offer that perhaps larger universities and other universities and colleges can't. It's that real personal, all-inclusive student experience.
Absolutely. I can't agree with this more on this point. And I've tasted the food by myself, and it's amazing food, very healthy food. You've got varieties of options. And I'm glad that the school looks after the students so well. And I'm sure that it's not easy to feed the different preferences also who are coming from different nationalities, And then what you mentioned about the types of rice, that's again, it's very important because we have got a very special type of rice which we eat, which is very different from the Thai people who eat little thicker rice. So yeah, I'm sure that it is a very fantastic job which you at the school you're doing to take care of the different preferences. And so let's move on to the next topic, and let's go back to Suvida. Suvida, we understood how the lifestyle which you have spent so far in Switzerland, but still, the many students would want to ask you this question, which I've got for you, is that how do you get a free time? I'm sure that it would be very intensive education because you also need to do internship after that. And if you get a free time, then what do you do? As a student, what all you are likely to be engaged with when you get a free time in Switzerland?
So I must say, where IMI campus is located is a very beautiful and posh area. And on my free times, usually I go with my friends at the like I go to the city, I do some shoppings, or we go to the restaurant for having wonderful meal. Also, you can do once you finish your class, because I am pretty much sure we finish around 5 p.m. Then some of the students they go to the gym, but I personally go for a jog because the view is so beautiful with the fresh air. So yeah, I spend more of my timing going jogging after my class.
Okay, so jogging by lakeside. So, friends, if you prefer to follow the footsteps of Suvida, that's where the school. You need to find it out. Thank you, Suvida. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's very important to be healthy, and you're already getting a healthy environment. You're getting healthy food and fresh fruits and fresh juices. Why not? Why not to be active? Because healthy body, healthy mind. That's what they say. Let's move to Professor Gavin. Professor Gavin, let's come back from health to safety. Now, that's the very important topic in today's time. We know that Switzerland is open. In fact, I did one program last year in the month of August when Forbes just announced the most safest countries in the world in COVID time, and Switzerland made to the top of the list by the Forbes magazine, and we did that program that time. Now we are doing this program again, and we would like to learn from you that uh, how the school is taking care of the students' safety and well-being on campus, because directly or indirectly you're responsible to take care of the students' health, and parents would want to know whether it's a wise decision to send their kids in this given point of time. So, can you just give us some examples related to COVID and non-COVID situation?
Sure. I mean, I think it's probably, to be fair, it's not always the first thing on a student's mind, safety, health, well-being, but it's certainly on the minds of the parents and the sponsors. And I think, once again, because we're a small school, we can really dedicate our team to this. Just on COVID alone, I mean, we were very strict on COVID, in terms of, following all the measures, the preventative measures that were issued by the Swiss government. Plus, we had additional measures. So we managed to continue to teach online, keep the campus open. Students still came to IMI. So I think you need to react quickly, and also we have, a very good relationship. We have a school doctor, and we have people who recognize the signs when some students may not be feeling well or are at risk. So, of course, if students are sick, we always tell them to inform us, and that we will speak to our professional school doctor. All students are giving a health insurance card as well. So I'm talking all the precautions with COVID that you would expect and some. About Switzerland generally, yes, you're absolutely right. It is safe. And I think parents, students, staff are happy that students can go wandering around Switzerland and feel very safe. That said, we always teach our students not to be complacent. You should still be safe wherever you go in the evenings and night, not to just let your guard down, be smart, be sensible. So we teach them all that as well. During the big week, induction week, as much as there's some social activities, we take on a serious outlook as well. We do fire safety, we do a fire drill with the students, we make them aware of these things. So it's not a case of, these are the kind of things, once again, in big universities, they wouldn't draw your attention to. But here on campus, because the students live on campus, rooms upstairs, classrooms downstairs, and we're one big community. We live together, so everybody's safety and security is paramount. And I think we have a lot of experience with a student counsellor to recognise the ups and downs that some students will go through during their studies, that kind of roller coaster, a little bit of stress with their studies or exams. And so we can give the support to the students because we know them. So I think that personal touch, again, is one of our unique selling points.
That's very important and very well said, Professor Gavin. I think, in given this point of time, parents would be very glad to see that how the school is taking care of the students so minutely, and then you are putting up your best efforts to make sure the campus is safe, secured for any international students to come on it and then continue their education. So thank you very much for that answer. I would like to also thank you, Suvida, for joining us for the session. Would you like to say your last word or sentence or any feedback, any suggestion to the students who are hearing you?
I can say, guys, this is the best place to come and studies your higher education. They really take very good care of you, about your food, about your stay, about your health. If you have any problem, you can anytime go and talk to them. They are very like family oriented, meaning you will never feel homesick. And you will meet so many new culture people. You'll make more friends. You'll have more contacts with your international internship. So please, friends, come and join IMI family.
Thank you very much. Here comes from the horse's mouth, Suida, with her right feedback, right from Switzerland, IMI. Professor Kevin, last point, just to also touch upon the ranking part.
Yes.
That would you like to talk about, because that's again a very important for the Indian parents' point of view, and
Yeah.
we'll close.
Sorry, Aslam. Yes, thank you very much. In my closing, I would like to point out three things. One is that students like Suvida are you know, they are our alumni, they are our students, and IMI is only as good as what our students tell us. And there are some universities and colleges who won't let you talk to their students for whatever reasons. But I think if you speak to our students, and that's why Savida's here, they will tell you exactly what it's like at IMI, so you really know that we take care of the students. Secondly, you're absolutely right. Thank you for pointing it out. IMI are not only 30 years old, and we have a lot of experience in dealing with international and Indian students, but we're always in the QS hospitality rankings. This is the officially recognized ranking for colleges and universities that deliver hospitality courses. IMI is 15th, number 15 out of 50 schools. And we're 15, and we're only a small college. We're not huge. You know, we are a small family-run business. So if you take that in account, you know, actually it's such a significant achievement. And I think that's really recognition of the academic quality and the student experience that we had here, and the internships where the students can study here and work here and be paid well here. And thirdly, last but not least, you know, I would say if you can come to IMI Switzerland, you'll have the time of your life. It really is, as I kept on saying, a memorable student experience. I like to think that Savita will have her memories and her times at IMI and the opportunities and the friends she's made here that will be with her for many, many years. So that opportunity is there for other students, and we look forward to welcoming you here at IMI in Switzerland whenever you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gavin. Thank you very much, and
Um,
congratulations to you and to the team of IMI for
Mr.
having
Aslam,
such a fantastic ranking. Yes,
Mr.
Suveda, you
Aslam,
would
I
like to
would
add something?
like, yeah, I would like to add something because I've been an Indian. I know, like Indian family and plus Indian students are more worried about what type of accommodation they provide and what type of food they provide. So I just want to say to everyone, accommodation are really very fantastic because they have private room, they have shared room. In private room, you'll get bathroom, toilet in the room. It is like with your balcony with a very beautiful scene of mountain and lakes. About the food, I would like to say they always make any fresh food. you have options, like all students have options that they don't have to go for meat. They have like vegetarian, they have chicken, they have other meat also. So you have always option to eat, like seafood or something. Plus we also have student kitchen. So whenever we have like weekend off, we don't have class, you can go buy some groceries and you can cook by yourself whatever meal you want. And school also provide every week a theme lunch and dinner, so we can have like different culture cuisine every week. Plus they also have Indian theme lunch or dinner. So guys, don't worry about the food, because I know being Indian we are always concerned about food and staying. So it's absolutely fine. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Suvita. Thank you very much for adding this note. And I'm sure it would be very exciting for all of us,
Yeah.
as it is for me. And friends, so if you really want to make your future career through this beautiful place, from this top ranking institutes, a small community, more personalized approach, safe environment, then you must want to get into IMI Luzern, Switzerland. And in order to get into the school, Swiss education would help you to realize your dreams. So here is the website for you, in order to take more information, on the website. And also just to let you know that up till now we have helped our students to get the scholarship also, because there are so many things we cannot talk in this short span of time. But do get in contact with us. We'll help you to get the scholarship. Up till now, Swiss Education has helped students to get Indian rupees 7.30 crores worth scholarship across the Swiss schools, which we represent. So here is an opportunity for you. Do contact us, and we'll be happy to help you to get some scholarship from the schools and colleges as it would be applicable. And also to remind you that we maintain very healthy 100% admission and 99% visa ratio. So you really would be in the safe hand to get consulted for the Swiss education. So thank you very much for both of you, Suvita and Professor Gavin. It was really pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for spending your time and insight on this particular topic.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you, Sudha. Thank you all who joined us for this session of Exploring Switzerland, Home Away from Home. If you have any further query, please feel free to contact us on our helpline number 88799 42001, or you can visit our website, www.swisseducation.com, and you'll have more information about the school and the prospectus and the programs offered. My name is Aslam Sheikh, President of Swiss Education Foundation, signing off with a promise to come back again on 5th August. Yes, next to next Thursday, 5th August, sharp at 5 p.m. with another interesting topic and some amazingly talented speakers to speak on that. Until then, think Switzerland, think Swiss education.